Quickly. Someone is also missing over here. Yes.
सर
100% कंसिडर करेंगे। जब तक जीवन है, दुनिया है, व्हील गोल ही होगा, चौकोर नहीं हो सकता है, ओक्टागोनल नहीं हो सकता है, स्क्वायर नहीं हो सकता है, और हमेशा आगे बढ़ने के लिए क्लॉकवाइज होगा, पीछे जाने के लिए एंटी क्लॉकवाइज। एनीथिंग एल्स? If you have no doubt, it means you haven't gone through this part of it. You have to be very serious. If you are not serious, then I will not allow to conduct the classes, attend the classes. Very simple thing. Anyone has any doubt? Doubt should not be unraveled in the classes. Whatever the doubt you have, you may have read at your house. And what I told you, that only you have to spend 45 minutes at your home. You are the new girl person. आप नए हैं, आप भी नहीं हो. Anyway, because if you are not consistent, it is very difficult to make you convinced. UPSC कोई मजाक नहीं है. You have to be very much assured regarding this part of that. Without that, it will be a horrendous task to crack UPSC. This is not an examination of, you can say, chalta phirta kind of thing is not there. Okay? After that one, come to the point of Chalcolithic age. Yes. Yes, they thought it out that this should be easier. And at the time progress, they also came to prominence with ideas of what? A square house and rectangle house. Okay? Anyone else? Please आप इधर बैठ जाओ, इधर आप बैठ जाओ. Anyone else? Now, after that, we should have to take entry into the, it is called Chalcolithic age, copper age. The first, note it down, the first metal discovered by man, metal discovered by man was what? Copper. Note it down. जो सबसे पहला metal, first time the metal which was detected, which was discovered by this time, is known as what? It is copper. The copper came to prominence by this time. Now the question arises regarding that. Climatic condition. कॉपर आया क्यों? क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन के कारण, चूंकि क्लाइमेट चेंज हुआ, टेम्परेचर राइज हुआ और कॉपर की भी डिस्कवरी हो जाती है. नो पर्सन, एक दो बोतल और ले आओ. सो व्हाट इज दैट? नो पर्सन, नो साइंटिस्ट, नो फिलोसोफर discovered copper. Copper was discovered by again the primitive man, and you can say that the people of the Neolithic period, Neolithic काल के लोगों ने भी पहली बार कॉपर खोजा. लेकिन रीजन क्या? What are the reasons behind that? As I told you that the three phases came to prominence. What was that? The first phase is what? Stone Age. The second phase is what? Bronze Age. And the third phase is what? Iron Age, not Copper Age. Because the ductility का मतलब मुलायम. So what we find the character of copper is very much ductile. Ductile का मतलब क्या था? मुलायम था और पत्थर बहुत स्ट्रांग था. तो किसी भी कंडीशन में, any situation, the copper did not overpower, did not dominate what? stone, because a stone mechanism was very much advanced, and by this time wooden mechanism was also very much strong. So that is why the era and the period which developed by this time, it is known as copper stone age, and that is why it is called chalcolithic age. Did you get my point? तो critical thinking regarding, यहाँ पे सोचना क्या होगा कि reasons क्या था, what were the reasons behind that? That copper did not make their existence as the bigger way the Stone Age has put down their credibility over here. The reasons behind that, due to character of copper was what? Ductility process was at that time, no. And another important point regarding that, there may be possibility that the melting process of copper, or you can say alloy process, must not have been developed. That is the reason why the existence of copper did not make their identity at their own. So that is why two support system came to prominence. What is that? Copper as well as a stone, that is called Chalcolithic period. And this Chalcolithic period has prepared an ample background for take a recede of what? Bronze Age. And the Bronze Age is what? It is a civilization of Indus Valley civilization. So very precisely you should have to read it out, understand about it, that copper और चैल्कोलिथिक एज का, चैल्कोलिथिक एज का अध्ययन हम लोग करेंगे, लेकिन उसका अध्ययन कम कर पाएंगे. रीजंस क्या है? दो चीज़ें मिक्सअप हो रही है, और उस समय भारत के संदर्भ में इन द कंडीशन ऑफ इंडिया द क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन हैज़ बीन ट्रांसफॉर्म वेरी ड्रास्टिकली. सो दैट इज वाई दिस एरा इज आइडेंटिफाइड एज अ चैल्कोलिथिक एज. In the period of South Indian history, we can find it out, megalithic means big stone age. So later part I'll discuss about that too, what exactly the part of megalithic stage, because megalithic stage was what? Again the big stone has put down their credibility, but the copper existence was quite negligible. Did you get my point? Now the question arises regarding that. You may ask me a question regarding this one, that why not this copper age or copper metal can be made their significance in a broader way? The answer should be that due to the character of ductility of copper. Copper में मुलायम था, जिसके कारण कॉपर अकेले कहा जा सकता किसी टूल मेकिंग में, किसी व्यवस्था में उसकी भूमिका नहीं हो पाती थी. This way we should have to understand about this part of that. Did you get my point? That is why we have to study this Chalcolithic age in a very restrictive way. One more thing I would like to cite to you. What is that? Every topic has certain different approach. हर एक टॉपिक जो भी आप इतिहास का पढ़ोगे, what is that? Approach would be changed. Approach would be changed. Approach would be changed. Again question arises, ऐसा क्यों? According to the condition and situation. Did you get my point? Made the life completely settled. The approach would be completely different. Did you get my point? What you are doing last year, you can see your school days, आप उसी पैटर्न पे पढ़ रहे हो? No, not at all. आप ड्रेस क्यों पहनते हैं शादी में? The reasons behind that, different occasion. Your attire should be different. On different occasion, the food quantity should be different. In breakfast, you take different kind of food. In afternoon, you take different kind of food. In dinner, you take different kind of food. Because the dynamism is going to be changed, your thought process should be very much changed. Did you get my point? For preliminary examination, the nature is objective type. In mains examination, it is descriptive type. For interview, no concern, neither objective and descriptive. It is the completely of your vocational, or what we can say expression test. So the approach would be different, and this is the main strategy you have to decide for UPSC. You take sleep wearing spectacles, you don't have need. Did you get my point? आप सोते हो, आप दूसरे ड्रेस में सोते हो, द नीड इज नॉट देयर. इसलिए पढ़ते समय आपका दृष्टिकोण बदलेगा. Did you get my? Every aspect, every chapter, every topic have a different approach. Did you get my point? This way you should have to proceed further. Okay? Now, Chalcolithic age, the approach would be different. Now, come to the point. Note down chalcolithic age. Whatever it is in PP, it is okay. I am going to expand it in a different way because this PPT is designed, organized for you that these fundamentally should not miss out. And I would like to discuss the thing connecting the present scenario and utility. So your writing is a must factor, you please note it down. This is your another material. What I am dictating to you, what I am discussing to you, it is in the contextual part of that. There are certain questions asked in the examination, it is with PPT. There are certain probable things it is going to be asked to you. It is a different dimension, you should have to understand. So without writing, you can't make it or your note. What you have to do note making, not note taking. Till date, what you are doing, note taking करते थे आप लोग. इधर का माल उधर 3 लाइन उधर से उठाया, इधर डाल दिया, 3 लाइन उधर से उठाया, 3 लाइन इधर से लिया आपने उधर डाल दिया. I am in lecture hall. I'll get back to you later on. Did you get my point? अब तक क्या कर रहे थे? 3 लाइन यहां से लिया, 3 लाइन यहां से लिया, वो आपका नोट्स हो गया. नहीं, इधर का माल उधर कर रहे थे. What you have to do right now? You have to note making. And what is note making? 3 fundamental things, note it down for note making, note down. The first thing which is delivered in your PPT. In PPT, the fact, data plus sequence. In PPT, what is there? Facts are there. Then sequencing are there. Then probable questions and the facts are also incorporated with this, in this PPT. Point number 2, whatever I am delivering to you, it is connected with the relevance to the topic, why this ancient period is going to be read it out to, and what is the purpose of this one. Did you get my point? This is the major fundamental thing regarding this part of that. And the third thing, whatever you are asking the question to me and discussing with me, the interaction is with you. 3 things you are getting in the class. One more thing you have to do. What is that? You have to read out some basics book like NCERT or any other book what you love to read it out to. So 4 things if you are go with this part of that, and after that whatever you are making, that is your Bible, that is your notes. Examination में वही click करेगा जो आपके copy में होगा. Did you get my point? Okay. So the thing is that note it on chalcolithic age or copper stone age, 3000 to 5500, 3000 to 500 BC. It is written over here. This is the facts. This is what? This is the facts you have to keep in your mind. And for facts, what I told you, 4C principle, I have given to you idea or not? 4C concept. Do you remember regarding that? 4C concept in the very first class I have given to, again I am repeating, please. The 4C concept is what? Concept number 1, concept number 3, and this is 4. This is concept number 1, and it is what? It is always your, you can say, inquisitiveness or your inquiry. It is always inquiry. Inquiry or inquisitiveness from your side, and this is based on facts. बगैर इसके दुनिया में कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. Without facts, nothing is possible to think. आप हो, आपका नाम देश है, आप गर्ल हो, आप फैक्ट्स है. लेकिन गर्ल का चरित्र क्या होता है, गुणवत्ता क्या होती है, that is what concept behind that. The fact is concerned with concept. And every concept has certain, every facts lead to the idea of concept. This is number 1 and this is number 2. For every facts, there is and there are concepts. Okay? And every concept has connectivity. Connectivity. Every concept has, there is connectivity. What is that? For every facts, there are connectivity. And for every connectivity, there are contemporary. हर एक कनेक्टिविटी के साथ, कनेक्टिविटी का मतलब निरंतरता, उसका कनेक्शन, उसके साथ लगाव, उसके साथ जुड़ाव, और हर एक लगाव जुड़ाव का उद्देश्य क्या होगा? वर्तमान समस्या से, वर्तमान कंडीशन से होगा. दैट इज व्हाट वी कैन से, दैट इज कॉल्ड कंटेम्पररी पार्ट ऑफ दैट. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? समझे नहीं समझे? यस और नो मैं पूछूंगा फिर से. डू यू हैव एनी डाउट्स? प्लीज आस्क मी. अगर डाउट्स है तो पूछो. 4C principle, what is that? The first C is what? Your inquiry, your inquisitiveness. आप हर चीज को देखने के बोलोगे ये है क्या, तो हर एक क्या के पीछे में कोई तथ्य, कोई कॉन्सेप्ट जरूर छिपा हुआ है, और उस कॉन्सेप्ट की कनेक्टिविटी, और कनेक्टिविटी का रिलेशन वर्तमान से है. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? Now I am dealing the first chapter with 4C principle. Listen to me carefully. It is what? Chalcolithic age, copper stone age. Have you heard the name copper or not? Copper के बारे में सुना है नहीं सुना है? सुना है ना? Present time, the utility of copper, yes or no? Available? Why? This is considered to be the best conductor of electricity. And the second part is that this is called coinage metal. Without copper, any kind of jewelry is not possible to make it, to prepare it. Do you get my point? If you are making gold jewelry, you can say percentage of copper is a must, the percentage of silver is a must. Did you get my point? It is again relevance to the present time. But nowadays what is happening? This copper technology is going to be obsolete. Why? It is going to be very much costly. It is, you can say, not in a, you can say, great content in the resource part of that. So in rare condition this is going to be utilized everywhere. Did you get my point? So it is what? Concept copper. Why copper did not? Copper is fact. Did you get my point? In chemistry, copper is called Cu. It is fact. And copper, the concept behind copper is that copper is utilized for every kind of communication system regarding what? Connectivity and good conductor of electricity. This is the character of copper. Then copper is very much useful for making gold, making pendant, many more things too. There are concepts behind that. And what are the connectivity recent time? Recent time copper is always in practice. And the present scenario is that, present scenario is what? Now copper is going to be used very less for electricity supply. We are using, you can say, less precious, less costly, that is aluminum. And sometimes it is iron, but why iron is not going to be used? Because of the character of rusting. So copper is a supportive, going to be used as a supportive material for electric generator, electric mechanism and many more things, copper wire and many more things. So this is the relevance of copper. तो आपके समझने का उद्देश्य ये होगा. Did you get my point or not? कुछ भी चीज को देखो, you have to go to 4C principle. Now, it is the period, it is the transition phase between a stone age and the bronze age. So two ages been developed during this period. The first one is what? A stone, and another one is bronze. So in between the age is what? It is copper. And copper has very strong link with, what is that? Bronze. Very strongly. How it is? One is what? A stone plus copper and the age we would be able to read out, it is called bronze. अगर कॉपर एज नहीं आया होता तो ये ब्रोंज नहीं हो सकता था. व्हाट इज दैट? कॉपर. और ब्रोंज कैसे बनता है? द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टीन प्लस कॉपर. Without the possibility of copper, the possibility of this revolution, or you can say transformation, was not possible. That is why copper again play a dominating role, combined with what? Tin, and make bronze. And bronze is very much precious metal by this time. Copper, silver, gold, bronze. The person in the sports, they achieve, what is that? Gold medal, then silver medal, then bronze medal. Bronze has a still very significant part of that. Again, this technology is costly and so resource material are not available. That is the reason why we don't use such kind of thing in a larger scale. Did you get my point? So this is the idea you have to keep in your mind. इस उद्देश्य से आपको समझना होगा, जानना होगा 4C कॉन्सेप्ट को. मेरी बातें समझ पाए या नहीं समझ पाए? अगर नहीं समझ पाए हो तो फिर से पूछो. Once you can accumulate this idea, any discipline, whether polity, whether economy, whether geography or ethics you are going to study, this 4C concept you can acquire, then you can go with any other aspect, any other idea. Did you get my point? समझे? Now, for this phase, the Chalcolithic people started using metal along with the stone tools. And the first metal to be used was copper. This is the question of UPSC. So every PPT, what I told you earlier on, every PPT you will feel or you will get not less than 5 to 10 questions from here. So this is the question. First question, and first metal which was started using by this time, it is what? It is what? Copper. It was discovered by, you can say, Chalcolithic largely covers the late Stone Age and Neolithic Age or pre-Harappan age settlement, and the remaining part covers Bronze Age or mature Harappan phase and settlement. So this Bronze Age led to the idea of civilization because the character of bronze was very strong, like iron, like a stone. So this character of copper was not independent as a metal, it did not perform its role as a metal, but after supporting to the other metal, it has a very significant part of that. तो कॉपर की सबसे बड़ी भूमिका क्या है? उसका कैरेक्टर ऐसा है कि जिसके साथ जाता है उसे चार चांद लगा देता है, उसमें एक नई बढ़ोतरी आ जाती है. और कॉपर एज की सबसे बड़ी भूमिका है द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ आंसर, क्वेश्चन आंसर ओवर देयर, दैट रोल ऑफ copper for leading, or you can say developing a civilization that was called bronze civilization. bronze सभ्यता जो आती है उसकी सबसे बड़ी भूमिका क्या नजर आती है? उसमें सबसे बड़ा रोल किसका होता है? कॉपर का होता है. Okay, and this age is also, this era is also known as pre-Harappan age or pre-Harappan Chalcolithic site. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है जो सवाल पूछे गए हैं कि चैल्कोलिथिक यानी कॉपर और स्टोन के साइट्स कौन कौन से हैं, यूपीएससी में सवाल पूछे गए हैं. दिस फैक्ट्स यू शुड हैव टू रिमेंबर. इट इज व्हाट? गानेश्वर है नियर केथरी माइंस, राजस्थान. राजस्थान की भूमिका कॉपर के लिए बहुत पहले से है, सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता से. दूसरा क्या है? कालीबंगन भी है, राजस्थान में है. बनवाली, इट इज ऑल्सो इन हरियाणा. कोट डेजी, ये सिंध और पाकिस्तान में भी है. दिस इज द मेजर सिग्निफिकेंट पार्ट रिगार्डिंग व्हाट वी कैन से चैल्कोलिथिक टाइम. डोमेस्टिक, और इस पीरियड की व्यवस्था क्या नजर आती है? डोमेस्टिकेशन ऑफ क्या नजर आता है? डोमेस्टिकेशन ऑफ एनिमल्स. चैल्कोलिथिक पीपल, काउज, sheep, goats, pigs, buffaloes, deer, they are not acquainted with horse. This should be very clear. तो what is important thing? इसको याद करने का तरीका क्या होगा? During this era, during this phase, what we find, what is quite noticeable, that we find all the things that were available at the time of Neolithic age, still this was present to this time. And so far, concern is regarding the horse is still not available, and always you have to be very clear about that too. horse came to prominence with the ideas and development of what? Vedic age, development of Vedic age, or you can say with the advent of Vedic age, the availability of horse we can find over here. Okay, you have to be very much clear regarding this one. Another significant thing. These are the Neolithic sites. These are the Neolithic sites, and you have to remember all the time regarding the sites. Burzahom, this is the region of what? Kashmir. And Mehergarh, again this is the region of Pakistan, Afghanistan. Koldihwa is again the part of that. Chirand, it is Bihar, Chhapra, and Himalayan region we find over there. And you can say Daujali, Handing, northeast region, Ganges region, Narmada valley is also there, Halaru is there, Kaveri is there, and you can say Payampalli, this was the major copper sites. And here we find Neolithic implements का कुछ हिस्सा मिलता है जिसमें ये चीज़ों को दिखाया भी गया है. Next one, important excavation sites. Mehergarh is the earliest Neolithic site known to the, you can say, bread and basket of Balochistan and province of Pakistan. Burzahom, again this is the period of what we can say as Kashmir. Rectangular choppers, here we find rectangular choppers and domestic dogs and buried with their masters in the grave. This may be the question, UPSC का क्वेश्चन है कि अपने मालिक के साथ में नौकर को भी दफन किया गया है. उसका प्रमाण कहाँ मिलता है? We find it what? Burzahom, the region of Kashmir. It means the favorite thing of the mankind normally used to, whether it is buried and whether it is, you can say, given to the poor people. This is the concept still prevailing in the country nowadays also. Then Chopri Mando, Belan Valley, it is again the UP region, earlier evidence of use of pottery. Pottery we find, but the pottery were in a normal condition. Pottery मिलती है हम लोगों को normal conditions में मिलती है. Normal pottery, because the concept of pottery, proper pottery came to prominence from the Neolithic side. Neolithic काल में हमेशा करेंगे कि pottery का निर्माण शुरू हो जाता है, and that was in a perfect shape, proper shape. The present time also available to the country. Then Koldihwa, Belan Valley, Uttar Pradesh, Neolithic, Chalcolithic and Iron Age settlements we find. Koldihwa or Mehergarh, south of Allahabad, earliest evidence of राइस कल्टीवेशन. लेकिन राइस कल्टीवेशन जो ये मिला है, राइस कल्टीवेशन इन द वर्ल्ड, कंडीशंस क्या है ये बहुत ही डिबेटेबल है, लेकिन किताब में लिखती है राइस का क्या था? वाइल्ड राइस. द कंडीशन इज व्हाट? वाइल्ड राइस. चूंकि साइंटिफिक आइडिया क्या कहता है, वाइल्ड राइस, राइस का कल्टीवेशन होता क्या है? व्हेन द क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन इज आइडियल, then rainfall is more than 100 centimeter, उसको irrigation 4 to 6 times चाहिए, and that is what, that is called intensive farming. That is what intensive method of कह सकते हैं agriculture practices. So intensive kind of agriculture practices came to prominence during the Vedic and later Vedic age. The concept of vrihi we find in Veda, the concept of rice, because these are all wild rice. The concept of wild rice we find over here. Gufrakal, Jammu and Kashmir, famous for pit dwelling stone tools and graveyards. Then you can Piklihal in Karnataka, proof of cattle herding, and Budhyal in Karnataka, community food preparation. This is what we can visiting site. So these are the things we find in the part of development process over. Chiran, it is again in Bihar, evidence of use of antlers and made bone of implement. So we find different kind of bones. As the development has taken place during Neolithic period, what we find, the implements were made with the help of bones, with the help of horn of animals, with the help of wooden stick. So these are the technological development by this. Technology is what? When more than 2 things, more than 3 things has been combined together, that led to the ideas of technology. So these were the development process over here. So Chalcolithic age, you have to keep in your mind that too. This is the phase of transformation, intermediary between Neolithic and civilization. Civilization के बीच का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है. Civilization is running to the country. If you see this hall and if you assess that utility of iron in what extent has been prevailing, You can find it out more than 60% materials are made of iron. This is the fourth phase of iron civilization. Did you get my point? So what is that? One is bronze civilization and one other is iron civilization. And so far a stone is called, a stone is not at all civilization. Civilization has an idea of a system. Civilization has a system of idea of stability. So we can find it out, civilization, with the use of metal. One was metal technology. That is what we can say that. That is another way you can say, in other words, is that metallurgy science came to prominence first time in Indus Valley civilization, and that metallurgy science led to the establishment of civilization. After that, the metallurgy science that is called copper, it again made to establish a civilization. So in complete history we will find in indigenous country two civilization. One is bronze civilization, another one is iron. Did you get my point? समझे नहीं समझे? हाँ या ना में जवाब दे दीजिए, क्योंकि जवाब चाहिए, मुझे रिजल्ट चाहिए, और 3 दिनों में मैं डिसाइड करूंगा कि किनको मैं पढ़वाऊंगा किनको नहीं पढ़ाऊंगा. टू बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट दैट. वन टेस्ट सैटरडे आई एम गोइंग टू बी कंडक्ट. Okay, you have to be very much resilient to understand about this part of that. Did you get my point? So this way you have to study what is stone tools, packed ground stone tools and hand axes. What is that? The continuity of Neolithic is dominating part over there. Dominate कौन कर रहा है? Still Neolithic age. Wheel किस चीज का बना है? Not copper. It is again a stone with the help of moving, that is what? Wooden material. Then 3 important Neolithic settlement, northwestern region, major tool, rectangular axis. We find shape is going to be changed according to the utility of time. क्या देखते हैं? शेप इसका बदलता चला जाता है. रेक्टेंगुलर शेप, एक्सेस विद कर्व कटिंग एज. और क्या देखते हैं? रेक्टेंगुलर का मतलब देखो अभी भी ऐसा है, ये कुल्हाड़ी यूज होता है ऐसा, अभी भी ऐसे कुल्हाड़ी का इस्तेमाल लोग करते हैं. एंड पॉइंटेड बट, एंड समटाइम इट इज व्हाट, समटाइम इट इज यूज्ड ऑन दिस पैटर्न. दिस इज अगेन एक्सेस. So this is what Chalcolithic age. You have to remember this Chalcolithic age in a different period. Clear हुआ नहीं हुआ? Yes or no? आ जाना, न्यू स्लाइड को लगा लेना या बता दो आप. ये दिस वन, हाँ न्यू. Make separate copy. Why don't you are using beautiful page, neat and clean copy? Why you will waste your time? Make it very clean way. And change your habit, transform your habit over there. I will check your copy also. Indus Valley Civilization. Have you heard about that? नाम सुना है नहीं सुना है? बहुत अच्छे से समझ लो. If you are feeling any difficulty, hiccups in English speaking part, let me know. I will also talk in Hindi. जरा भी डाउट है तो आप हमें बता दो, क्योंकि मेरा उद्देश्य आपको समझाना है, आप तक अपने संवाद को पहुंचाना है. Did you get my point? Any hiccups, any doubt you have, please let me know. It is what? Indus Valley Civilization. Okay? What do you mean by civilization? What do you mean by civilization? Civilization का अर्थ क्या है बताओ आप हम. What do you mean by civilization? What do you mean by civilization? हाँ जल्दी से जल्दी करो, no issue. That is civilization. अच्छा, very good. और रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग केम टू प्रोमिनेंस, वेरी गुड, ठीक है, और देन सिस्टम ऑफ वर्किंग,
Sir, settlement of people having political, social and economic factors.
वेरी गुड, देन worst. So now come to the point of 4C principle. अभी तक आप कनेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. क्या होगी? क्यूरोसिटी होगी ना. क्यूरोसिटी के साथ क्या जुड़ा है? फैक्ट्स. ओके, एंड हियर द टर्म इज व्हाट? इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन. क्यूरोसिटी मीन्स जानना होगा. नोट इट डाउन. दिस वॉज द फर्स्ट indigenous civilization came to prominence in India. This was the first indigenous, the term is what? Indigenous civilization came to prominence to India. This is what? Indus Valley civilization. And what is the concept regarding this part? इसके पीछे में concept क्या है? तथ्य क्या है? What is the concept behind that? Concept behind that. The concept is still this civilization is continuing our whole system, our social system, our political system, our cultural system, our scientific system. It is again available. And this is the reason why we should have to read. Did you get my point? सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता की कहानी सब कुछ सुने हो, लेकिन सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता क्या है आज समझना होगा, जानना होगा. और यूपीएससी ने क्यों इसे रखा है? दुनिया की केवल यही एक ऐसी सभ्यता है जिसकी क्रमबद्धता, जिसकी कंटिन्यूटी स्टिल मेंटेन है. दिस इज द ओनली सिविलाइजेशंस ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. द सर्वाइवल एंड कंटिन्यूटी इज स्टिल मेंटेन in every walk of life. That is the reason we should have to study about this one. Did you get my point? Curiosity, first Indus civilization. Indigenous का मतलब ये पूरी तरह से भारत की सभ्यता है और थी. Did you get my point? अब सवाल उठता है इसके पीछे कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? भारत में अभी सारे के सारे लोग, more than 75% दिस सिविलाइजेशन की कंटिन्यूटी अभी भी विद्यमान है. मेरी संस्कृति में है, मेरे विचार में है, मेरे प्रकार में है, मेरी वेशभूषा में है, सभी में ही इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन की सभ्यता विद्यमान है. दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट, है ना. फैक्ट के पीछे में क्या हो गया? दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट. स्टिल तो ये जानना होगा ना, पूरी तरह से विद्यमान है मेरे पूरे सिस्टम में, मेरे जीवन में है, मेरे आचार में, प्रकार में, मेरे रहन सहन में, ये सभ्यता पूरी तरह से विद्यमान है. अगर यह सभ्यता नहीं होती तो मेरी गुणवत्ता का विकास, व्हाट वी कैन से, द क्वालिटी डेवलपमेंट कुड नॉट बी थॉट इट आउट फॉर द इंडियन इंडिजिनस कंसेप्ट. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? दिस इज द कंडीशन रिगार्डिंग व्हाट? कॉन्सेप्ट. कॉन्सेप्ट के साथ क्या है? कनेक्टिविटी. आज कनेक्टिविटी, आप कैसे कमरे में बैठे हो, इसका शेप क्या होगा? रेक्टेंगल होगा. दुनिया में कोई भी बड़ा हॉल होगा, कोई भी बड़ा ऑडिटोरियम होगा, 99.9% रेक्टेंगल होगा. और आपके घर का ड्राइंग रूम भी होगा, आप जाकर के देख लेना कि ढंग से बना है, वो रेक्टेंगल होगा, स्क्वायर कदापि नहीं हो सकता. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? वाई? इंजीनियर साहब, आप लोग सिविल इंजीनियर भी हो, आप सोच के बता दो हमें. मैं इंजीनियरिंग नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूं, लेकिन मैं इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ा दूंगा. सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता के पूरे इंजीनियरिंग को मैं यहां बता दूंगा. और इसीलिए यूपीएससी ने कहा कि बालक समझो, हम पास में इतने एडवांस थे और मेरे एडवांसनेस में अभी भी वो गुणवत्ता नहीं नजर आ रही. कुछ बेसिक चीजों को भूल करके हम नई चीजों को अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं. ये बहुत बड़ा जनरेशन गैप जैसी चीजें नजर आती है. अब इसकी बात क्या है? इसके कॉन्टेम्प्ररी. अभी क्या देखें, दिल्ली पूरी तरह से जलमग्न था या नहीं था? था ना? रीजन, कारण 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 शहर का सब पानी गंगा नदी में, यमुना नदी में, हर नदी में गिराया जाता है। सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता में नगर का गंदा पानी कभी भी नालों में, कभी भी नदियों में नहीं गिराया जाता था। शहर का हर एक गंदा पानी एक रिजर्वायर में रख के ट्रीट करके उसको या तो एग्रीकल्चर या फिर इंडस्ट्रीज में यूज किया जाता था। तो भारत सरकार का गंगा सफल अभियान कभी सफल होगा क्या? आज पॉलिटिशियन इतिहास पढ़ लेते तो ये गलती नहीं करते। गंगा कभी भी सफल अभियान नहीं हो सकता है। हिंदुस्तान का सारे शहर के गंदा पानी गंगा नदी में गिरता है। गंगा को कैसे साफ कर लोगे? आप बता दो, आप हमें कोई सोल्यूशन बता दो, है सोल्यूशन? तो सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता को समझोगे तो समझ जाओगे। और अभी भी एक आध शहर को छोड़ करके, ली कॉर्बूजियर कह सकते हैं हम लोग, चंडीगढ़ को छोड़ करके प्लांट सिटी नहीं, सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता के नाम पर। डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? दिस इज व्हाट कंटेम्प्ररी इशू, कनेक्टिविटी। और कोई भी काम आप लोग करते हो अपने जीवन में, इसका उपयोग जरूर करते हो। चाहे मोटरसाइकिल लो, घर लो, कुछ भी काम को करते हो नहीं करते हो, ये सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता है। डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? दैट इज द रीजन you should have to study about it। तो दृष्टिकोण ये लेना पड़ेगा। अगर यूपीएससी सवाल पूछता है why to study about Indus civilization, your answer should be due to the town planning. The world is recognized it as a town planning, that is why we have to study Indus Valley civilization। Did you get my point? So to begin with Indus civilization, what is civilization? The answer should be noted down. Civilization is a system. Civilization is what? Civilization is a system. Civilization is a system. In a system, the social system exists, the political system exists, the cultural system exists, the mechanism of administrative system also exists. That is why this is called civilization. Another point, note it down. The date of conception of civilization is fixed. The date of conception, or you can say the date of foundation of civilization is fixed, and it is well informed, it is well known. The birth of civilization is very well noted. The birth of civilization is very well noted. And end of civilization is very much known. एंड ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन इज वेरी मच नोन। मतलब क्या हुआ? सभ्यता के जन्म लेने की तिथि होगी, सभ्यता के मैच्योर होने की, प्रौढ़ होने की तिथि होगी, और सभ्यता के समाप्त होने की, एंड होने की भी तिथि होगी, जबकि कल्चर की कोई तिथि नहीं होगी। डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? सो दैट इज व्हाई वी हैव टू स्टडी इंडस सिविलाइजेशन। और इंडस सिविलाइजेशन क्यों पढ़ते हैं, काहे पढ़ते हैं, आगे की बात करता हूं। अगर सवाल पूछा जाता है मोट पॉइंट, व्हाई दिस हैज बीन इंडक्टेड इन आवर सिलेबाई, द रीजंस बिहाइंड दैट, 3000 around 3000 BC we were so much advanced people that advancedness are very much lacking to our settlement, to our town planning, to our sense of civics, to our sense of administrative system. There are certain you can lacking part of that. We can see the past and we can understood about that, what latest development we have been taken over there, and how, what way we can improve ourselves. Did you get my point? This way you should have to proceed. Okay. Another significant thing regarding this one, when Indus civilization came to prominence, जब सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता का उद्भव होता है, या फिर सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता का जब विकास होता है, जब ये प्रकाश में आता है, तो पूरे विश्व में भी अन्य सभ्यताओं का विकास हुआ। कंटेम्प्ररी सिविलाइजेशन ऑल्सो इवॉल्व एंड डेवलप्ड वर्ल्ड वाइड। अदर सिविलाइजेशन also evolved and developed. This is what? This is Horn of Africa. This is the region of Iran. This is the region of Mesopotamia, Iraq. This is Mesopotamia, Iraq. Mesopotamia, this is Iraq. This is the region. This is Egypt. Egypt. This is the region of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka. This is a section of what? Arabian Sea, and this is the region of what? Bay of Bengal. This is the region Wang Ho, or it is also known as Yellow River. This is also known as Yellow River. And this is the region of what we can say? The river Nile. And there are rivers, Euphrates and Tigris. Euphrates, Dajla-Frat, Euphrates. Euphrates and Tigris. Euphrates and Tigris. And here we find it is the river known as Indus. Indus. So parallelly what we can say that number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4 all happened during 3000 BC. This is Narmada Tapti, this is Mahanadi, Krishna Kaveri. So these are the prominent development has taken place during 3000 BC. यानी 3000 BC में पूरे विश्व में 4 कंटेम्प्ररी सिविलाइजेशन विकसित हुई, जिस सिविलाइजेशन को हम लोग इजिप्शियन सिविलाइजेशन कहते हैं, जो भारत के वेस्ट में, साउथ वेस्ट में है, क्या देखते हैं, मेसोपोटामिया कहते हैं। इराक है प्रेजेंट टाइम में, वहाँ भी सिविलाइजेशन मेसोपोटामिया की सभ्यता विकसित हुई। नदी कौन थी? दजला-फ्रात थी। यहाँ नदी कौन थी? नील नदी थी। यहाँ कौन थी? इंडस रिवर थी। और यहाँ जो नदी का नाम था क्या है? दिस रिवर वॉज नोन एज वांग हो। The name of the river is Wang Ho, and this is also known as, the people, those who live over here, this river is known as Yellow River Civilization. Did you get my point? And you should have to, while I am teaching to you, you have to develop your map sketching part of that. मैप की जानकारी रखोगे, आपको पढ़ना समझना बहुत आसान हो जाएगा। चाहे जैसा भी हो, स्केचिंग कर दो। ओके, आर यू गेटिंग मी और नॉट? अगर कोई शक शुबा संदेह पूछो, आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज से लग रहा है कोई डिफिकल्टी है, यू? हाँ, पक्का? मेरी बातें समझ पा रहे हैं, नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं? हाँ, पीली नदी की सभ्यता कहां पे है? मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूं, कहां पे है? वेरी गुड, चाइना का पुराना नाम सीना था, है ना? तो 3000 BC में all the 4 civilization emerged and developed. But what is misfortune? What is inadvertent is what? All the civilization lost their continuity. ये सभी के सभी सभ्यता की continuity समाप्त हो चुकी है, लेकिन सभ्यता की continuity maintain किसकी है? सिंधु नदी की है। That is why we continue and study this civilization. UPSC के सिलेबस को देने के पीछे उद्देश्य है। छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल मैं दे दे रहा हूं, सवाल आप तो करते नहीं यार, सवाल करो। इजिप्ट में क्या कंटिन्यूटी नहीं है? इजिप्ट की सिविलाइजेशन की जब पहले की बात करते हैं तो क्या नजर आता है? देयर वॉज ए ट्रेडिशन ऑफ मेकिंग व्हाट वी कैन से पिरामिड्स. गीजा में क्या होता था? पिरामिड्स होते थे. पिरामिड्स होते थे ना. पिरामिड्स की कला समाप्त हो चुकी है. इराक में क्या होता था? ममिफिकेशन भी होता था. हर एक डेड बॉडी को लेप चढ़ा करके रख दिया जाता था, है ना. दैट इज ए काइंड ऑफ मोर्चर, दैट इज ए काइंड ऑफ ऑडिटोरियम. लेकिन वो परंपरा समाप्त हो गई. चीन में चीन की दीवार और बहुत सारी पुरानी परंपराएं समाप्त हो चुकी हैं. लेकिन मेरे सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता में जो चीज थी अभी भी है और निरंतरता बनी हुई है. दैट इज द ब्यूटी टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन. उसके 3-4 छोटे से एग्जाम्पल मैं दे देता हूं ताकि कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो जाए. कहां से शुरू करूं? किस फील्ड से शुरू करूं? कल्चर से, रिलीजन से, सोसाइटी से, इकोनॉमी से, पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम से? कहां से शुरू करूं? आप जहां से शुरू करोगे वहीं से शुरू करता. हाँ, प्री हिस्टोरिक एज में, पैलियोलिथिक एज में जो भी सेटलमेंट होगा नदी जरूर होगी. पहला क्लास छोटा है तो जान जाओ, बिना नदी के पानी की, मीठे पानी के नदी की सभ्यता विकसित सफलता नहीं हो सकती. शहर नहीं एस्टेब्लिश हो सकता, है ना. नाइल रिवर अभी भी दुनिया के सबसे डीपेस्ट रिवर के नाम से नाइल जाना जाता है ना. इजिप्ट, मिस्र का गीजा ज्यादा फेमस हो गया क्योंकि सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता का एक नाम नहीं है, 7 नाम है. बताऊंगा. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? हुआंग हो, इसको कहा जाता है नीली नदी की सभ्यता. अभी भी जो रियल चाइनीज हैं येलोइश कलर उनका होता है, व्हाइटिश नहीं होता है, न रेडिश व्हाइट होता है. इंपैक्ट है. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? आगे चलूं तो डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? यूपीएससी का दृष्टिकोण ये होगा, आप किसी भी सिलेबस को जानने से पहले जानना होगा इस सिलेबस का पर्पस क्या है, यूपीएससी चाहता क्या है आपसे जानना समझना. तभी आप समझ पाओगे. कहानी की तरह, स्टोरी की तरह पढ़ोगे तो नहीं समझ में आएगा. अब समझ में आ गया होगा कि सिंधु घाटी सभ्यता क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है. पैरेलल 4 सभ्यताएं डेवलप की, चारों समाप्त हो गई, लेकिन सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता की निरंतरता अभी मेंटेन है. अब छोटा सा एग्जांपल मैं दे रहा हूं आपको. रिमेंबर योर चाइल्डहुड. अपने बचपन को याद करो, और बचपन में अपनी उम्र आपकी अपने 7 साल की या 6 साल की उम्र को याद करो. The concept of geometry came to prominence. What is that? These are the signs you might have learned when you would be or you would have been in an age of hardly 7 to 8 years. आप क्या देखे होगे? ये चिन्ह का इस्तेमाल बताया गया होगा कि नहीं आपको? टेल मी. जिसे हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? ज्योमेट्री. The concept of these sizes, these shapes came to prominence with the advent of Indus Valley civilization. Anyone has a science background or engineering background, please raise your hand. कोई भी इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड से हो अपने हाथ को उठा दो. आप हो? यू साइंस. यू बीटेक. आप साइंस. अपने जिंदगी से ज्योमेट्री को हटा दो, आप जिंदा नहीं रह सकते हो. टेल मी यस और नो. ज्योमेट्री को हटा दोगे तो बच्ची आपके साइज का कपड़ा नहीं सिल पाएगा, आपका हेयर स्टाइल नहीं बन सकेगा, आपका बेड नहीं बन सकेगा, आपका शूज नहीं बन सकेगा, यहां तक कि आपका प्लेट नहीं बन सकेगा. हालां तक कि आप जो खाते हो ना लोव, उसका भी साइज नहीं बन सकेगा. रसगुल्ला गोल ही क्यों होता है? सर्कल है ना, राउंड है ना. ज्योमेट्री इज विद दैट. इफ यू एलिमिनेट ज्योमेट्री टू योर लाइफ, आपका हेयर स्टाइल नहीं बनेगा, आपकी माउस्टेच नहीं बढ़ेगी, आपकी दाढ़ियां नहीं बनेगी. This is Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization has given the concept to you. This has been taught to you in your childhood, but nobody has made the clarification regarding that. What is the purpose in life? यहाँ पे हर चीज को जानोगे, समझोगे. Purpose of life की बात आपको करना होगा. Did you get my point? आप कहते हो ना size. What is size? Size is based on geometry. हर एक चीज में आप पूछते हो कि नहीं size? पूछते हो नहीं पूछते हो? Without geometry, you can't imagine about size. Did you get my point? आप मेरी बात को समझे? तो this gift is given by Indus Valley civilization. Mechanism of injuring, you can't thought it out without geometry. Did you get my point? इसका भी देखोगे साइज होगा, फिक्स होगा, मेजरमेंट होगा. This is one section, one part of this. Second part of that, what I told you, हर एक कोई ऐसा घर है भारत का, हिंदू धर्म का, जिसके घर में तुलसी का पेड़ नहीं हो. बता दे कोई आदमी. हम हरे न घरों में कोई ऐसा घर है जो बिना स्वास्तिक के काम चले. लेकिन आज तक आप लोग नहीं जान पाए कि स्वास्तिक का मतलब क्या है. बता दो तो. दिस इज अनकॉल्ड अंडरस्टैंडिंग. स्वास्तिक देखा है नहीं देखा है, प्रयोग करते हो नहीं करते हो, पर्पस बता दो क्यों है स्वास्तिक. What is the symbol of swastik? What is the purpose of swastik? What is the concept of swastik? जल्दी से बताओ. बताओ. अरे यार, प्रॉस्पेरिटी कोई मतलब है, बहुत सारी चीज. नहीं नहीं नहीं, स्वास्तिक सूर्य का प्रतीक. सूर्य को सिंबलाइज किया गया किससे? स्वास्तिक. सबसे शुभ सूर्य ही होगा. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? तो है जानते, पूछोगे स्वास्तिक क्या है, यूपीएससी सवाल पूछेगा, कहां से जवाब दोगे, किस गूगल में खोजोगे? बता दो आप हमें ना. आगे क्लियर? अब आ जाओ. सेकेंड थिंग regarding Indus Valley civilization, the dress sense of women. बिंदी लगाने का तरीका, सिंदूर डालने का तरीका, लिपस्टिक लगाने का तरीका, इयरिंग पहनने का तरीका, एंकलेट पहनने का तरीका, all comes from Indus Valley civilization. If you talk about mother goddess, you can find Indus Valley civilization. Everywhere you will find people are doing शनिचर के दिन people फिर के नीचे चक्कर लगा रहा है. महात्मा बुद्ध को विज्ञान की प्राप्ति पीपल के डेन की. इट इज व्हाट? इट इज अगेन इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन. इट इज द पार्ट ऑफ रिलीजन. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम, यूनिफॉर्म मेट एंड मेजर. दिस इज द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. यूनिफॉर्म. ऐसा नहीं है कि दिल्ली में 1000 ग्राम का 1 किलो होता है तो मुंबई में 1012 ग्राम का या 1080 ग्राम का या 800 ग्राम का. नो, यूनिफॉर्म वेट एंड मेजर. दिस शोज अबाउट द डिसिप्लिन सिस्टम. Elite section of society is still enjoying to live in 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and the menial worker are staying a single house. You can find this description in Indus Valley civilization. A lot of thing. It is, you can say, पूरी आत्मा में बसा हुआ है सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता. That is why it has been incorporated in our syllabi. This thing you have to keep in your mind. Did you get my point? अब मैं थोड़े से कॉन्सेप्ट बता दिया. और वन मोर थिंग नोट इट डाउन. Indus Valley civilization is known with various names. It is known by various names. First one, Indus Valley. And another name is Harappa. Harappa civilization, Indus civilization, Sindhu Saraswati civilization. Another one is first urbanization. Note it down. First urbanization. This is also called first urbanization. Another name is, this is also called Bronze civilization. And the last one, but not the least, it is called proto-historic. Proto-historic civilization. Proto-historic civilization. Did you get my point? इतने नाम जानने होंगे. यूपीएससी कोई भी नाम पूछ देगा, अब कहां तक खोजोगे आप? And if you go through at least 20 to 30 books, you can't find all the name available over there. The same things you can find it out too. And in a sequence, I will deal with what is that? Proto-historic civilization, because I have discussed already to you in my early class is that it is what? Prehistory. Then the second sequence should be proto-history. Note it down. What is proto-history? Note down what is proto-history. What is proto-history? What is proto-history? Proto-history refers to, note it down, proto-history refers to a civilization or a historic period where people have knowledge about a script or language, but it is yet to decipher लोगों की भाषा का स्क्रिप्ट का ज्ञान है, लेकिन भाषा अब तक पढ़ी नहीं जा सकी. So this period is known as, this is called civilization. ये बहुत बड़ी सभ्यता थी, लेकिन सभ्यता का केवल वन साइडेड इंफॉर्मेशन है. We understand, note it, we understand this civilization. We can say probability, possibility, and probability is there. संभावना है, क्योंकि इंफॉर्मेशन वन साइडेड है. और इतिहास क्या कहता है? इन्वेस्टिगेशन. और क्या कहता है? इंक्वायरी, एविडेंस. वी डोंट हैव, यू कैन से, वी हैव ओनली lopsided evidence that makes the probability, that makes the possibility, because we don't have, you can say, evidence of making what we can say cross check, cross part over there. So that is why it is what proto-history. And Indus Valley civilization is also called proto-historic civilization. Did you get my point? So this domain, this dimension you should have to keep in your mind while studying to Indus Valley civilization. Did you get my point? Okay? You must have very much clear about that. If you are going to study about the Indus Valley civilization, this is the first indigenous civilization of India. It is still in continuity. We people are accustomed of doing the practices whatever happened during the Indus Valley age. It is in practice, it is in our house. It is, you can say that it is a part of way of life of our system. ये मेरे ज़िंदगी का अभिन्न अंग के रूप में है, जिसको हम लोग जीते हैं, जिसको हम लोग समझते हैं, जो मेरे संस्कार में है, जो कि संस्था में है, सारी चीज़ें, इसीलिए हम लोग इसको पढ़ते हैं. और इसके पढ़ने के पीछे अद्भुत चीज़ क्या है? इसकी जो नगर योजना है, और नगर योजना में सबसे यूनिक चीज़ है, आप गूगल में चेक करना. दिस हैज बीन डिजाइन ऑन ग्रिड पैटर्न. एंड इन द प्रेजेंट टाइम दिस इज अल्ट्रा मॉडर्न. और दुनिया की जो सबसे विकसित सिटी है, जैसे ऑस्ट्रिया है, वियना है, बर्मिंघम है, न्यूयॉर्क सिटी है, ये सारी के सारी सिटी ग्रिड पैटर्न पे बनी हुई है. मेरे हिंदुस्तान की कोई भी सिटी ग्रिड पैटर्न पे नहीं बनी। डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? दिस इज द ब्यूटी टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन। ओके, मैं कंटेक्स्ट बता चुका हूं। दिल्ली में इतनी बाढ़ की स्थिति थी, अगर सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता पे बनी होती तो कदापि बाढ़ जैसी स्थिति कभी नहीं आती। ओके, तो दिस वे वी शुड हैव टू स्टडी, दिस अप्रोच यू शुड हैव टू कीप इन योर माइंड। ओके, एक और छोटी सी चीज बना देता हूं, यहीं पे बता देता, चूंकि मैप बना हुआ है। अब कहा यह जाता है, हु इज द ऑथर ऑफ इंडस सिविलाइजेशन? ऑथर का मतलब क्या है? सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता के लोग थे क्या, उनका रेस क्या था, प्रजाति क्या थी, जिससे हम लोगों को भी तो प्रजाति का पता चले। डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? डीएनए क्या है, हम लोगों की जानकारी कैसे मिले? जब सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता को आप पढ़ोगे, इफ यू वुड लाइक टू स्टडी इंडस सिविलाइजेशन, देन यू कैन ट्रेस योर डीएनए। रीजन क्या है? एक घर में 4 भाई 4 डिजाइन का होता है, कोई लंबा हो गया, कोई मोटा हो गया, कोई पतला हो, कोई काला हो गया। तो कहते क्या कि दादा पे गया है, नाना पे गया है, किसी और पे भी गया है। मेरा डीएनए में ही कॉम्पोजिशन ऐसा है, हम लोग एक टाइप के हो ही नहीं सकते। ए लॉट ऑफ थिंग यू हैव टू थिंक आउट ओवर देयर। तो कहा यह गया है रिगार्डिंग दिस वन, वी हैव द रेस ऑफ मेडिटेरेनियन। हम लोग भूमध्य सागरीय भी हो सकते हैं, मेडिटेरियन भी हो सकते हैं। देन प्रोटो ऑस्ट्रोलॉइड, देन नेगोरॉइड, देन मंगोलॉइड। जो हम लोग रेस को ट्रेस करते हैं, भूमध्य सागरीय भी हो सकता है, प्रोटो ऑस्ट्रोलॉइड भी हो सकता है, नेगोरॉइड भी हो सकता है, मंगोलॉइड भी हो सकता है। और यहीं से शुरू होता है। इंडिया इज ए मल्टीलिंगुअल, मल्टीकल्चरल, मल्टीरेशियल सोसाइटी। This is the origin base we find over here, that if you see the people of the northeast, you will find Mongolite kind of things are there. If you see the people of this region, you can find black skin part of there. You could see the people of this region, you can find it out. You can say forehead is very much raised, nose, then you can say figure is very much, complexion is very much clear. If you see the Kashmiri, all the people looks like same person. उसको confuse कर जाओगे कि एक ही लेडी है या कई सारी लेडी हैं, एक ही टाइप का फीचर मिलेगा। आप सिख को देखोगे, जो नॉर्थ वेस्ट वाले, एक ही टाइप का फीचर देखने को मिलेगा। लेकिन हमारे यहाँ जो बीच में देख रहे हो आप, एकदम लगता है मिक्स्ड कंडीशन नजर आता है। साउथ में भी देखोगे आप, कर दोगे कि साउथ इंडियन पीपुल हैं, है ना? तो यहीं से शुरू होता है। इंडिया इज ए मल्टीरेशियल, मल्टी रिलीजियस, मल्टीकल्चरल एंड मल्टी रिलीजियस सोसाइटी ओवर हियर। डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? क्लियर? इसलिए सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता यूपीएससी कहता कि बेटा पढ़ लो, समझ लो, what is the fact behind that. This is the core concept required for UPSC. UPSC is again not a rote learning, it is a matter to be understand over there. Did you get my point? समझ गए होंगे। अब मैं पीपीटी पे आता हूं, और पीपीटी करना मुझे मस्ट है। वैसे पीपीटी अभी नई परंपरा चली है, मैं कर रहा हूं, आई नेवर यूज टू बिलीव, लेकिन पीपीटी से फायदा बहुत होता है। मोर इंफॉर्मेशन, कलेक्टिव इंफॉर्मेशन, वेरी फैक्चुअल डेटा वी कांट रिटेन, बट यू कैन रिटेन the major question which has been asked in UPSC. It is also given over there, and I am giving to you idea covering 360 degree. हमेशा मैं लेके चलूंगा अप्रोच 360 डिग्री, किसी भी अप्रोच को छोड़ूंगा नहीं। आप कितनी बार पढ़ोगे यूपीएससी, एक बार में निकालना, ये शपथ लेकर के आपको चलना हो। Did you get my point? Now come to the PPT. This is all about Indus civilization. This is enough for you, more than enough. Now हाँ, क्या है? नहीं, एग्जैक्ट बता दो। आप एग्जैक्ट बताओगे तो देंगे। ऐसे देखो, किसी भी सवाल को करे विथ एविडेंस करो, है ना? देखो सवाल क्या पूछा आपने, जो बोला सवाल वो नहीं पूछा। सवाल ये पूछा है, विच सिविलाइजेशन वॉज सेटल्ड ड्यूरिंग इंडस सिविलाइजेशन इन द साउथ वेस्ट। ये सवाल पूछा। विच सिविलाइजेशन was a contemporary civilization which was established in the east of India. Which civilization was established during Indus civilization on the west of Indus civilization? मेसोपोटामिया है, इराक है और चाइनीज सिविलाइजेशन. ऐसे सवाल पूछा है, आई डू रिमेंबर. अब कुछ फैक्ट निकाल के दो, मैं बता दूंगा, नो इशू. हाँ,
In that, its culture and traditions have been preserved without a breakdown to the present day.
तो इंडस सिविलाइजेशन है. सवाल का जवाब तो दे दिया आपका, बचा क्या? आप बता दो ना. हाँ,
इसको ग्रीस से कंपैरिजन करेंगे?
नहीं करेंगे ना, वो खत्म हो गई है. इसलिए मैंने बताया, धरती पे कहीं से भी सवाल पूछेगा ना, उसका जवाब आपके क्लास में होगा. ये नोट कर लो आप. रट्टाफिकेशन एक कॉन्सेप्ट के आधार पे होगी. देखिए ना, सवाल का जवाब हो गया ना आपका. अब रेस पूछेंगे तो कहां से खोजोगे, जवाब दोगे? डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? सो द क्लास, अगर एक क्लास आप मिस किए हो बच्चे, यू विल बी 1 week बैक. नाउ कमिंग टू द पीपीटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. Indus Valley civilization, bronze civilization, 26 to what we can say 1900 is written over here. Or I had discussed to you that around 3000 BC. It is focus point of what, 26 to you can say 1900. In between many more things has been developed over there. You will find different kind of, you can say, dates and event too, but NCRT which is given to you, it is given to you. The Indus civilization, also known as Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan civilization, it is the oldest known urban culture of Indian subcontinent. This is the question of UPSC. This is known as what? ओल्डेस्ट अर्बन कल्चर ऑफ द इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट. यहाँ की जो संस्कृति थी अर्बन थी. अर्बन का मतलब पूरी तरह से सिविलाइज थी. इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट. द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन एक्सिस्टेड थ्रू द अर्ली ईयर्स ऑफ 3300 to BC and its mature period was, this is 26 to 1900. Why? This period you have to study. आपको ध्यान देखना, पढ़ना किस पीरियड को है, इसको 2600 से 1900 के बीच, क्योंकि this is a mature phase. This shows about that complete standard part of development. So this section you should have to read it out. The mature phase है, क्योंकि evolution में बहुत सारी चीजें change हो रही. Many things are going to be changed during the evolutionary process, but in the mature stage nothing is going to be changed over there. This way you should have to keep it out. Did you get my point? And I'll discuss each and everything on the basis of mature phase. Indus Valley civilization is the home of the largest of the four. Its contemporary civilization, Mesopotamia or Sumeria civilization, Egyptian civilization, Chinese civilization. Why Indus Valley is one of the bank of Indus Egyptian civilization, flourished the bank of river Nile, Mesopotamia civilization, and Tigris and Euphrates river Chinese civilization, flourished Huanghe, bank of Huanghe. Since it belongs to bronze Chalcolithic age, it is also known as bronze civilization, and so many things I have discussed regarding this part of that. Okay. And why bronze I have discussed to you, because bronze has the capacity of retentivity. Only two civilizations came with ideas of metal. One was bronze, another one was iron. Not copper civilization. Copper did not continue for the longer period. And the iron civilization which existed during period is still in the process of continuation. This is the fourth phase of what we can say revolution in the field of iron. और जब तक भारत में iron रहेगा तब तक ये iron civilization की ही देन है. The area of this civilization extended along the Indus River from what today is called the northeast Afghanistan into Pakistan and northwest of India and Mediterranean proto. और इसको रेस क्या है जो पहले मैंने बताया है आपको. What are the race of this one? मेडिटेरियन है, प्रोटो ऑस्ट्रोलॉइड है, मोंगोलॉइड्स है एंड एल्पाइंस कह सकते हैं या निगोराइड कहिएगा. फ्रॉम द बल्क ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन थ्रू द फर्स्ट टू वेयर मोर यू कैन से न्यूमरस That is what Mediterranean on Proto-Australoid, जो अभी present का character नजर आता है, that is significant regarding this one. According to the radiocarbon dating, it is spread, you can say, from 25,000 to 750. And 750 is the most mature phase. It is covering the major section. Copper, bronze, silver, gold were known to the metal. Note it down. Note it down. The metal found, and it was in practice. Copper, silver, gold. Copper, silver, gold, copper, silver, gold, antimony, bismuth, and what is that? Iron is not found over here. There are 1,500 settlements discovered so far, and it's known to extend to the west is up to Sutkajandor. Just I am coming to a form of images, so it would be easy to understand. Note it down. The Indus Valley sites discovered and available. This has been found in triangular in shape. This has been found in triangular in shape. This has been found in triangular in shape. This has been found in triangular in shape, and the most eastern part is called Alamgirpur. You can say it is near Meerut, or you can say that it is near Delhi. And the northern side, it is Manda, Kashmir. Sutkajan Dhar. And if you see the Indus sites, this site is so much extensively designed and developed that a country may be, you can say, not covering to these sites. And average distance are, you can say, I am not exactly remembering, I forgot the data, almost 1200 kilometers from north to south, and east to west. Some data is there, I'll dictate it down later part of that, and maybe it will be in your PPT. Okay? It is in triangular in shape. So it is Manda, again written part is there. Okay? Sutkajan Dor, it is what? It is the western extended side. In Baluchistan, Makran coast, and Alamgirpur, you can say Hindan river. The river is what? Hindan, UP, Meerut, and in the eastern side is what? Daimabad, you can say Maharashtra. Manda or Chenab river is what is that? It is what? Akhanur, Jammu and Kashmir is there. And yes, it is there. So the covering the area of almost 16 kilometers from east to west. Did you get my point? From east to west, it is what? 1600 kilometers. And what is that? 14 kilometers north to south. The distance is what? It is 1400 kilometers. Just imagine about that, the extensive site of Indus Valley civilization. And altogether, 1,299,600 kilometers. This type of question used to ask in UPSC and BPSC kind of examination, MPSC of examination. There is no possibility of asking the question in UPSC point of view. UPSC may ask that Manda, why Manda is important. Then why Sutkajan Dhor is important. Okay, why Alamgirpur is important. If you talk about Sutkajan Dhor, it is what? It is the major port city during this period. It was what? It was a major port city during this period. What is that? It was the major port city. It was the most major port city because this port city is connected with what we can say, a complete region of Red Sea and all that, Yemen, all that. That is why this was very important. We can also understand over the phases, but you have to pay less emphasis over there. Phase wise, what I told you, the civilization has a concept of birth. The civilization has a concept of maturity. The civilization has a concept of fall. So same way the phases, early phase, it is what? Pre-Harappan phase, that is bronze civilization. You just a minute, that is what? Chalcolithic age. Then what is that? Early Harappan, known from pre-Harappan, and mature Harappan, late Harappan is known as, what is that? It is, if you talk about pre-Harappan, it is the period of Neolithic age, if you remember the date over. Neolithic, Chalcolithic is there, pre-Harappan. Then early Harappan means 3500, this was the major phase. And the third one is mature phase, and this phase you should have to remember and always have to keep in your mind that mature phase, because everything we find in a proper settled way. That is why you should have to give focus on mature age. And it is characterized, how it is characterized? If you talk about this, it is characterized by decline of the urban features, emergence of the rural Chalcolithic farming, and communities and diversities of agriculture during this period. And what you can say, the latter phase means the phase of downfall, the phase which is going to be end of this civilization. You should have studied this part of that. And here is what? This phase is characterized by centralized authority. This was the pure mature phase, and this to be studied. Mature phase, centralized and authority, and increasingly urban quality of life. During this period, the size of number of village increased. In fact, the period is marked by largest number of villages emerged of the small towns, use of copper wheel, plough, wide range of pottery, a specialized craft, and all the thing has taken place in a proper way. That is why we should have to study about mature phase. So historical information, a synchronized information is a must factor. You can't deny it. So this PPT is a, what we can say, compilation of so many information, and these information are standardized by Gazetteer of India Volume 2 book. It is National Archive book. The data has been taken from that part. It is very much clear information I am giving to you. So this is very much a standard part of that. I am assured for this part of that. Did you get my point? Now the feature of Harappan. हो गया है time. Should I continue or stop? क्या बजे तक है? तब तो बहुत अच्छी बात है ना, 2 बजे तक है तो 1.5 घंटे का है, 2 घंटे का है, क्या है? हाँ, कोई दूसरा टीचर आके बैठेंगे तो क्या करेंगे? टीचर की बात कर रहे हैं ना, पूछो एक बार, कंफर्म करो, पूछो. सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्शन. मुझे जो इंस्ट्रक्शन है, मेरे पास शेड्यूल भेजा हुआ है यार. एंड जस्ट आई हैव टॉक टू हिम, ही टोल्ड मी 1.5 घंटा चलेगा. तो बजे तक. ओके, नो इशू, फाइन, वंडरफुल. सो बिफोर बिगनिंग दिस वन, इसको शुरू करने से पहले जो चीज मैं शुरू कर रहा हूं, कॉपी पेन निकाल लो आप. मेक अ हेडिंग town planning. Make a heading, town planning. Okay? This is the most significant thing, because if you go to town planning, this is also the part of art, culture, heritage. If the question is going to ask to you, it is what? Art, culture, heritage में architecture of Indus civilization, pottery of Indus civilization, and other, you can say, artifact, and you can say bronze images has been asked. So this is the part of also art, culture, civilization, but that could be discussed in a separate way, in a separate section. Okay, to begin with town planning. So according to the town planning, the city was segregated under 3 divisions. Note it down. Segregated under 3 divisions, bifurcated under 3 divisions. The first one was known as metropolis city. Metropolis city. Another one was known as port city. Another one known as common city, common town. Common city, or you can say common town. This was prevailing during Indus Valley civilization. These were prevailing during Indus Valley civilization. Now the question arises over here. What new thing we notice is present time? What new changes has been taken place after this over 3000 BC? What new changes has been taken place by this time? Present time, metropolis city is available or not? Tell me, yes or no? Pakka? Port cities are available or not? Normal common town is available or not? What new changes has been taken place? My question is this one. Yes. अभी जो मेट्रोपॉलिस सिटी है ना, दिल्ली, कलकत्ता, बॉम्बे, मद्रास है ना, आप देखोगे पॉपुलेशन के ऊपर, एरिया के ऊपर डिफाइन किया गया. डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? What new changes has been taken place keeping the base of this line? If this could not have been possible, then you can't imagine about mega city. The present time concept is what? Mega city. And mega city, concrete building, high rise building, you would not find it too, because it is possible due to this part. So what changes has been taken place by this time? In the condition of metropolis city, it is again available. Then the concept of mega city has come. But the concept of metro city prevailed during that time. Second thing, if you talk about the port cities, many more things has developed on the basis of this one. What new development has been taken place? First thing is what? Airport. This is the new development of what? Airport. Next thing, what is developed? It is what? Super highway. This thing has been developed after this period. And if you talk about common cities, is what is that? Then what we can say, interconnected of road system, intercity, interstate. These are the major terminal has been developed on the basis of what? Indus Valley civilization. If this was not possible at that time, we can't imagine about this part of that. Did you get my point? Okay. Now I am coming to the part of, what is that? It is the part of engineering. Did you get my point? It is the part of civil engineering. Okay. If you talk about the planning, it means the layout should be there, then architect should be there, then designing should be there, then soil testing should be there. Did you get my point? So these concepts evolve and develop from Indus Valley civilization. Now note it down. What are the components of engineering? components of engineering. Components of engineering. What are the components of engineering? Could you give me answer? I am not an engineer, I am not teaching to you civil engineering, but the mechanism, being a district magistrate, you should have to understand about this part of that. Did you get my point? Planning of a town, suppose you have been posted to Agra and you have given the assignment that you have to do the beautification of Agra city. How you can beautify? You won't have to go for the college or coaching center regarding engineering and designing. You should have to basic understanding about that, what are the requirements of making the thing in a form of scientific engineering line. Okay, what are the components? Note it down. First term is known as measurement. And accuracy. Second thing, geometry. And geometry is, you can say, supplemented with measurement. Then use of sand, use of glass, then use of wooden material, then apart from that, metal. Third thing is what? Soil testing. All the things are the component of engineering. Engineering का component है measurement. This way you have to keep in your mind. So engineering भी था उस period में, measurement भी था, soil testing भी था. And what was the purpose of soil testing? Could you tell me which state of India occupies 50-storied, 60-storied building? Which state in India the high-rise building find it to? In the present day it is prevalent. भारत के कौन से राज्य में 50-50, 100-100 मंजिली ऊंची इमारतें देखने को मिलती हैं? हिंदुस्तान के किस राज्य में? महाराष्ट्र में। क्यों? जब देखोगे बेसलाइन स्टोन है, पूरा के पूरा पत्थर है, इसलिए वो उतने हाई राइज बिल्डिंग बन सकती है. लेकिन अगर देखोगे दिल्ली में बनाए 100 स्टोरी बिल्डिंग तो उसको डिमोलिश कर दिया जाएगा. रिसेंटली नोएडा में अभी डिमोलिश किया गया. कंडीशन के इसका मतलब है पीपल हैव ए मैकेनिज्म ऑफ सॉइल टेस्टिंग. और जहाँ स्लम्पी सॉइल होगा वहाँ तो हाई राइज बिल्डिंग बन ही नहीं सकती. दिस आइडिया वॉज इनकलकेट टू द इंडस वैली पीपल एट दैट टाइम. डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट? दे हैव वेरी वेल आइडियाज रिगार्डिंग. देन द लेआउट. लेआउट का मतलब है डिजाइनिंग. So engineering is one of the important significant feat we find over here. And come to the point of the metropolis city which was designed, developed, architect during Indus Valley civilization, Indus period. Metropolis city that came to prominence during the Indus Valley civilization or Indus period. So what is that? What is significant part regarding this one? I am going to consider about Harappa or Mohenjo-daro. 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 Second one is Harappa. And third one I am going to consider Dholavira. It is in India, Gujarat. If you see the town planning of this city, it was found on the pattern of upper city and lower city. One is called upper city, another one is called lower city. One is what? Upper city, or it is what we can say lower city. If you read out the question and text, you will find mounds of dead. यानी ऊंचाई पे बसा हुआ था, mounds of dead. So the base of the city, base of the metropolis town was, what is that? Rectangle. and sometime it is writing like a parallelogram. Okay, rectangle base was the major feature over there. Okay, apart from base, all the time the entry from the east and west. All the time this shows that exit and entry from east and west. We find this feature we find over here. It was segregated under 3 section. मतलब है बाउंड्री थी. और जो धोलावीरा देखते हैं उसमें 2 fortified है और 1 non fortified. Did you get my point? So what are the concept regarding this one? Because we don't have any understanding about the script available to the Indus Valley civilization. So we can assess on the basis of information available on archaeological base. तो ये ऊपरी शहर में elite section of the society used to reside in upper city elite group, and in lower city we find menial worker. And how this can be justified? For justifying this part of that, we have to study about what were the designing pattern, what were the structure, what were the grid pattern design during the upper cities and lower city. So the same tendency we find in Harappa, but what we find in Dholavira, we find segregated under 3 section, and elite section, then the middle family, and the lower section we find over there. What we find? The class was divided since the prehistoric age. The evidence people used to reside in 3-room bedroom apartment, and the elite section used to stay in penthouse, or you can say servant room and quarter, all are available. So on the basis of living system, we can make the segregation of class. Did you get right? सिंधु घाटी की सभ्यता में पहली बार हम लोग को ये देखने को मिलता है. ओके, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू डिसेक्शन. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू इंट्रोस्पेक्शन ऑफ व्हाट वन हरप्पन सिटी को मैं इंट्रोस्पेक्ट कर रहा हूं. व्हाट वाज द सिचुएशन ऑफ दैट टाइम? व्हाट इज दैट? लिसन टू मी केयरफुली. व्हाट इज दैट? दिस इज द layout of upper and fortified city, and this is what layout of lower city. What is important thing, what I told you earlier on, that this city was bisected on right angle. What I told you, grid pattern we find an entrance from the east and west. And what is the important thing regarding this one? We also find a very well lamppost we find over there. Lamppost भी यहाँ पे होता था. In the street we find a proper lamppost, light is also there. And we also find a very proper, you can say very proper street. And a street was supported by, you can say, drains. I am talking about the complete layout and planning of one city. That is what either Harappa or Mohenjo-daro. Another significant, what we can say, that this was bisected on right angle. Apart from that, always the entrance of the houses showed from the back side. यानी घर में आने का जो तरीका था वो फ्रंट रास्ते से नहीं था, वो बैक साइड था. इस पे यूपीएससी ने सवाल पूछा. द क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड. एक क्वेश्चन यहां से सवाल पूछा है. दूसरा क्वेश्चन पूछा है व्हाई इट वाज डिवाइडेड ऑन राइट एंगल. तीसरा सवाल है पर्पस ऑफ ग्रिड पैटर्न. चौथा सवाल है ड्रेनेज सिस्टम. तीसरा कंडीशन है टाइप्स ऑफ ब्रिक्स. These 4-5 question has been asked, and possibility of asking question over there. Now what is that? अब सवाल उठता क्या है? Why the people used to take entry from the back lane? Why don't the front side? And present time what is the situation? The building which is adjacent to the road, that is considered to be the most costly. आपको यार बिल्कुल सड़क पे है ड्राइंग रूम मेरा. Most costly, most precious. The people were very much sensible, because that time and present time We are completely non-conscious, idiotic kind of person at all. If your house is, you can adjacent to the road, you will find all the time dust is there, all the time smoke is there, all the time noise are there. Just imagine about that. The people have a very strong sense of hygiene. Point number 1. इसका आंसर क्या हुआ? Point number 1, because people has a very strong civic sense, and the civics administration must be very much strong. And who looks after the present time civics administration? Could you tell me? अभी भारत में लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ते हो तो सिविक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को कौन देखता है? कौन विभाग देखता है? अरे मेरे भैया, म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन देखता। और देख रहे हो कि सड़कों पे पानी है, सारा के सारा शॉर्टकट है। इसका मतलब क्या है? मैकेनिज्म एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज कंप्लीटली फेलियर। पीडब्ल्यूडी नहीं है, पीडब्ल्यूडी रोड का काम करेगा, नॉट सिविक सेंस, है ना? हमेशा स्ट्रीट लाइट, अगेन म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, रोड, पीडब्ल्यूडी का काम। डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? तो सिविक्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन बहुत अच्छा होगा, समझ गए? दूसरी खास बात, एवरी हाउसेज नंबर इन ए क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर। यहां प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मकान नंबर 301, तुरंत में आ गया 602। अरे भैया, कहां से आ गया 602? आपने प्लॉटिंग कैसे किया? सो दिस ग्रिड पैटर्न मेक ए सेंसिबल रो, they make a sensible, you can say, chronological order, whether ascending or descending. These were the major pattern of that time. Here a street light are available, but all the time it is off. At that time, lamppost was the major part. And another significant part regarding this one is, drains were 3 kind of drains were utilized by this time. One is wide drain, another one is a small drain, and another one is wooden drain. जो वाइड ड्रेन होती थी, इट इज कवर्ड विथ स्लैब। जो अभी क्या देख रहे हैं दिल्ली में, जितना भी नाला है सब के सब ओपन है, 10-20 लोग तो गिर के मर जाते हैं इस नाले के अंदर में। इट वॉज कवर्ड विथ स्लैब। सेकेंड ड्रेन ए शैलो ड्रेन, जिसको आदमी आसानी से साफ कर देता था। एंड द थर्ड ड्रेन दैट इज क्वाइट यूनिक, ऑल द हाउसेज accompanied विथ वुडन ड्रेन। हर एक घरों में लकड़ी की नालियां होती थी। अभी यहां पे पानी गिरा दो, पानी वहां जमा हो जाएगा, पानी आउट नहीं हो सकता। दिस सेंस ऑफ हाइजीन वे आर प्रिवेलिंग ड्यूरिंग द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन। अनदर सिग्निफिकेंट पार्ट रिगार्डिंग दिस वन, वी फाइंड अ very sensible manhole system, a very systematic manhole system. What we find to happen over here, all the filthy water of the town used to stagnate over here, used to accumulate over here, and after that this one is carried down, carried down to a big chamber, or you can say that a big tank, where water got treated, and that comes under the पर्पस ऑफ वेदर इरिगेशन और इंडस्ट्री। अभी क्या होता है, जितना नदी का पानी है, जितना शहर का पानी है, यमुना में आप डाल दो। दिस वॉज द सेंस ऑफ हाइजीन। एंड यूपीएससी सवाल पूछा, देखो आप लोग ने फॉलो नहीं किया है फॉर द लेआउट एंड प्लानिंग। डिड यू गेट माई पॉइंट और नॉट? अनदर सिग्निफिकेंट थिंग रिगार्डिंग दिस वन, इन मेट्रोपोलिस सिटी वी फाइंड अ ह्यूज बिल्डिंग, ह्यूज campuses over there. The first thing we found over here is what? Granary. And this type of question has been asked, what were the feature of granary, and what was the purpose of granary, and why the granary has been located in metropolis city. We find the evidence in NCERT book, the image is also given over there. We find that there are 6 rows. There are what? There we find 6 rows. There we find 6 rows of what? 6 rows of granary. We find 6 rows of granary. And unique feature regarding this granary is what? This is the distance between 2 granaries. A distance of almost 1.5 meters are there. So why this is? One question arises, why the distance has been shown? Why the distance has been shown? why the distance has been shown. Another question has been asked that too. Because in Indus Valley civilization, variety of bricks were used. The first brick that normally that was used was known as, it is fire baked bricks, fire baked. It is what? Fire baked bricks. Another bricks were used that was sun baked. Another bricks were used that is called sawn bricks. Sawn bricks. And it was done due to the bricks were cut down in a form of L shape. In a form of L shape for making this kind of corner. And the fourth variety of bricks were what? It is what? Mud bricks. Mud bricks. It is called mud bricks. 4 variety की ईंट होती थी. पहली क्या होती थी? Fire baked. This was the question. First one was what? Fire baked bricks. The second one was what? Mud bricks. The third one was the bricks utilized in a sun baked. Or still the large number of houses in the villages used to construct on what? Sun baked bricks. And mud bricks for making leveling part of that. यानी गांव में जो अभी देखते हैं सबसे ज्यादा लोग क्या यूज करते हैं? धूप में पकाई हुई ईंटें. चूंकि इतना किसान के पास पैसा नहीं होता है कि वो आग में पका करके को तैयार कर सके. डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? लेकिन बेस को ठीक करने के लिए कुछ वो फायर बेक ब्रिक्स का भी इस्तेमाल कर लेता है. डिड यू गेट माय पॉइंट? सवाल पूछा गया है इन ग्रेनरीज विच वैरायटी ऑफ ब्रिक्स वी आर यूटिलाइज मैक्सिमम. मेरी बात समझ लो. ये जो पूरा के पूरा सवाल है, पूरा की पूरा क्वेश्चन है, किस चीज पे है? ब्रिक्स पे है. तो पहली चीज क्या है? ग्रेनरी. पहले सवाल का जवाब जानो. ग्रेनरी में स्पेस क्यों दे रहे थे? अगर कोई कीट है, कोई इंसेक्ट है, कोई पेस्ट है, धूप में आने के बाद क्या होगा? वो मर जाएगा. दूसरा कंडीशन क्या है? जब इसमें गैप बने रखोगे, हवा भी मिलेगी, धूप भी मिलेगी, मॉइस्चर मेंटेन होगा और अनाज आपका खराब नहीं होगा. Did you get my point? This was scientifically designed pattern over there. Second thing is that which variety of bricks were maximum? तो सबसे ज्यादा इस्तेमाल किया गया था, that was what we can say that sun baked bricks. चूंकि बेस लाइन में यूज कर लेते हैं किसको हम लोग? फायर ब्रिक्स को. कारण क्या है कि सीपेज, इट कैन मेंटेन द सीपेज, सीपेज को मेंटेन करेगा. और फिर सेकेंड स्टेज में क्या यूज करते हैं मैक्सिमम? इट इज व्हाट? It is sun baked bricks. And the third variety is what? Mud bricks. Why mud bricks? Because leveling part is there. This was the question of UPSC. Did you get my point? So fire baked bricks were there. In present time, fire baked bricks are available or not? Yes or no? है ना? Mud baked bricks है या नहीं? है. Leveling के लिए आप सोचो, corner was designed of this kind of bricks. See this part of that. आप इस चीज की ब्यूटी देख लो. एक चीज और थोड़ी सी मैं बता दे रहा हूं. Mechanism of civil engineering. The pattern which came to prominence during this period it is based on 2 variety we can show over here. This was again the question of UPSC. One variety, that is the designing pattern available to the country. Available to the countrywide is what? One pattern is this one, and this pattern is known as English bond. English bond. इसको कहते हैं इंग्लिश बॉन्ड मेथड. और जो दूसरा डिजाइन पैटर्न है भारत में, another design which is prevailing in the country is what? This pattern, and you have to guess which pattern is now in a practice. This is called French bond. This is called French bond. मैं इंजीनियरिंग नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूं, मैं सिर्फ इतिहास पढ़ा रहा हूं. पढ़ने का अप्रोच ये होगा कि कल होके डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट आप बनोगे, एंड यू कैन प्लान ओवर देयर दैट कि ये हॉल बनानी है, इसको फ्रेंच बॉन्ड मेथड से बनाया जाए या फिर इंग्लिश बॉन्ड मेथड से बनाए, इसको रेक्टेंगल बनाया जाए या सर्कुलर बनाया जाए. This approach you have to keep in your mind. You are going to be a bureaucrat of the country. Your look should be, your idea should be, your approach should be that kind of bureaucratic look. Did you get my point? This approach you have to inculcate. Thank you very much. See you for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye.